In a world where the night sky was adorned with countless stars, a peculiar event unfolded. One day, the sun grew tired, weary to the core, and refused to rise from its slumber. As a result, darkness enveloped the earth, casting a long shadow over all living creatures. In the midst of this overwhelming gloom, the animals, birds, and people gathered in the forest, hoping to devise a plan. They convened, filled with anxiety, and decided to send a messenger to awaken the sun. "Let us send a peacock," they agreed, believing its beauty would capture the sun's attention. The majestic peacock took flight, its feathers shimmering in the dim light. It landed gracefully at the sun's window, but its thoughts were consumed by its own splendid tail. Instead of calling to the sun, the peacock preened and admired itself, forgetting the urgent task at hand. The sun, irritated by the peacock's vanity, declared, "I will not illuminate the world for the sake of a pretty tail." With disappointment, the peacock returned, empty-handed. Next, they turned to the nightingale, renowned for its enchanting song. As the nightingale sang beautifully, it struck a chord in the sun's heart, reviving hope. However, the nightingale, too, became lost in its own melody and neglected the message it was meant to convey. Frustrated, the sun rolled over in its bed, drifting back into darkness. The animals continued to brainstorm, and then a parrot, known for its loud voice, stepped forward. "I shall wake the sun," it declared in a raucous tone. The others chuckled, doubting the parrot's capability due to its brashness and lack of grace. But with no other options left, the parrot set off to challenge the sun. Upon reaching the sun's abode, the parrot squawked with great enthusiasm, "Awake, lazy one. Too long have you lingered in slumber." Yet, the sun remained unresponsive, deep in its repose. The parrot returned to the group, just as frustrated as its predecessors, feeling defeated. Then, out of nowhere, a rooster stepped forward. Boldly, it proclaimed, "Let me go." The crowd erupted in laughter, ridiculing the rooster for its common appearance and coarse crow. But out of options, they sent the rooster forth, hoping for a miracle. With determination, the rooster arrived at the sun's window and let out a heartfelt crow that echoed through the stillness. "Cock-a-doodle-doo. Rise and shine, dear sun. The world cannot thrive without your light." The rooster pleaded passionately, "People carry your reflection in wells, in glasses, and on dewdrops. You dwell in countless places, but it is only when you shine that life flourishes." These words struck a chord deep within the sun. Its heart swelled with emotion, tears forming in its radiant eyes. Finally, with a great burst of energy, the sun rose from its slumber, dispelling the darkness that had reigned for too long. As the sun awakened, a brilliant light radiated across the land, bursting forth like a new dawn. From that day forth, the rooster took it upon itself to rouse the sun each morning. With a joyful crow, it would face the sun, declaring, "It's time to rise, it's time to start the day." It encouraged the earth, saying, "Give strength to the seeds." And to the people, it advised, "Arise, for the sun is shining." The rooster became a symbol of diligence and care, teaching all that life becomes meaningful only when we work for others, not just ourselves. The moral of this story reminds us that those who live solely for themselves are as good as dead to the world around them. In the dance of life, we find purpose not in solitary pursuits but in the connections we nurture and the warmth we share with others.